Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. And if you're new around here, my name's Jasmine. I film a lot of fitness, autoimmune, wellness content. So if that's something that you're interested in, please make sure you give this video a like and a subscribe. But before I get into this video, I wanted to say thank you so much for the comments and the love on the most recent videos. I've been really opening up and trying to open up, and it's something that I do struggle to do, but that's why I started this channel, to make sure that I could make everyone, not anyone, feel alone. So it's something that is quite passionate to me, and I just wanted to say thank you before I get into this. So today's video, I wanted to discuss 3 hormonal hacks for muscle growth. Now, if you're new around here, I have Hashimoto's, which is an autoimmune disease, which is all related to your thyroid. Thyroid is a hormone in the body that's shaped like a butterfly gland. Fun fact, why I've got a butterfly tattooed on me. So if you've ever tracked every single calorie, hit every macro, train like there's nothing else, like your life depends on it, you see zero change in the mirror. I've worked with so many clients that they do everything to a T, but they just can't see their muscle growth or weight loss. And it's your body telling you something, that something is wrong. So in our fitness, health, well-being world, we are obsessed with calories in versus calories out. But for those of us fighting metabolic changes, autoimmunity conditions like Hashimoto, sometimes that doesn't always account. But I always get the question, why? Why me? Why does this not account? Your hormones really do dictate what your body does. And for those that, manage their calories, that's what the hormones will also take into account. So we're going to go beyond the scale. We're going to look at the 3 hormonal hacks that you need for sustainable weight management, if that's muscle growth, if that's weight loss, to actually achieve muscle hypertrophy. And I started this video because I needed you to understand this was me. Until my hormones were somewhat balanced, I couldn't see any progress. So first of all, we're going to talk about insulin. So insulin sensitivity, the big buzzword. Think of insulin as a gatekeeper. Its job is to take energy from your food and decide, does this go for muscle growth or does this go into storage unit for fat? When you have chronic inflammation, your cells become almost like a deal to insulin. This is insulin resistance. You eat, your blood sugar spikes, but your muscles stay hungry while your waistline grows. So let's break it down for you. Let's make you understand. Never start a meal with just carbs. This is what I try to educate every single one of my clients on. Eat your vegetables first. I had a very big area of research into this, the optimal way to eat, because I just knew I wasn't feeling great after eating certain foods, but I was eating very well. So I want you to eat your fiber first. Is that your vegetables? Is that your fruit? Then I want you to follow up with your protein. Is that your fish? Is that your tofu? Is that your chicken? Then think about your carbs. Eating in that way will help reduce the insulin spike. So also an extra tip would definitely be to make sure you take a 5 to 10 minute walk after eating. I give this to all of my clients. Now, I understand that in a demanding world, ideally, most of the time we're going back to work, we're on a lunch break, we don't have time. But making sure that we try to schedule some type of walks in will help improve our insulin sensitivity. We stop the blunting of the glucose spike. We have that almost, I think the best way to describe it is a Christmas Day feeling where you just feel sluggish after eating. If you think, okay, right, get up, even if it's a 5-minute walk while you're in a call, a meeting at work, that will help to improve your insulin sensitivity. So ensuring that you can be as mobile and active after eating is going to help you incredibly if you have any form of hormonal dysregulation. So making sure you remember to eat your vegetables or fruit, your fiber first, then your protein, then your carb will really, really help your insulin sensitivity. And it's something I've done for years and it really does help me. I also can see some merit for having a protein fat meal in the morning, and I've been trialing this for the last 6 months, and I can definitely do a whole different video on this. But I feel like I am more efficient at work, and when food does go considerably high for me, probably about the 3,000 mark, I will have to introduce carbohydrates into my first meal. But for now, I feel like I'm a lot more productive and switched on at work for my bigger tasks when I do have a protein fat serving in the mornings, most days, unless it's a leg day, training day, different scenario. So there is merit to this, and I have tried this. Okay, let's talk about hack 2. Let's talk about leptin. This is the satiety signal. So leptin is a hormone produced by your fat cells that tells your brain, hey, we have enough fuel, you can stop eating and start burning energy. So in a long growth phase, a bulk, or even in a chronic diet, your leptin signaling can be off. Your brain basically thinks you're starving, or even when you're not. So if you've ever extremely dieted, done a bodybuilding prep, you'll probably feel these leptin signals. This is why you suddenly feel bottomless or why your metabolism suddenly plateaus. So how would we overcome this? This is why strategic refeeds are put in place. So you don't stay in a deficit forever. I have clients that come to me and they're like chronically dieting. I've been there. I've been in that yo-yo diet. I know how it feels. But your body does need fuel. So having strategic refeeds, it could be every week, every 4 weeks, having a higher amount of strategically placed carbohydrates will help your metabolism A, stay healthy, but also B, help your body become a furnace and help to balance your hormones. Now, funny enough, when I am in a prep or dieting and I do get a high day, I either get hungry on that day or the day after. So you go from a high day to a low day. I think anyone that's experienced bodybuilding will understand what I'm talking about, but that day after is almost like a struggle, or the day of. It depends on the metabolism, the movement, etc. So having that hormonal reset is to tell my brain, okay, the environment is safe and it's okay to continue pushing. If you're in a dieting phase, it's very different because it's almost to replenish your glycogen stores. So managing your leptin signaling could also be other areas such as turning off food channels, not watching food programs, muting food accounts on social media. All of these I've been doing for years and they help me manage my hunger signaling a lot better. I feel like in this current phase of peptides and everything, but sometimes we just need to take ownership on what can we do hormonally to make sure that we're in our best spot. Now let's talk about hack 3, optimizing your hormones. So growth hormone is the holy grail of bodybuilding. Growth hormone is responsible for tissue repair, muscle growth, fat metabolism, but here's the catch. People with thyroid issues, growth hormone production is usually suppressed. So how I found out about this was an area of research, quite a lot of research to be fair, and there is a 12-hour gut reset. So I have read into studies that is a 12-hour window between my last meal and my first meal. I try to do that. When food gets high, sometimes there's a short overlap with life, with work. It doesn't always work, but in an ideal situation, you'd have a 12-hour window. This allows your insulin to drop low enough for a natural pulse of growth hormone to occur. Then the 90-minute rule. So most of your growth hormone is released during the first 90 minutes of your deep sleep. So deep sleep is so important. If you don't track your sleep, I track mine through an aura. I can go into another video about that. But if you're scrolling on your phone or doing something stressful before bed, it means that you're going to struggle to get into that deep sleep. And we know that deep sleep is imperative for the growth hormone to be released. So ensuring that you take adequate sleep and take your sleep seriously with wake times and bedtimes is going to help you optimally make sure that you are releasing that growth hormone. And anyone with a thyroid condition, we need to take a little bit more care and attention to our sleep. So there's been a lot of information thrown at you today, and I feel like ensuring that your hormones are balanced might feel more complicated than just counting calories, but it's the only way to achieve sustainable change. You may be in a growth phase like myself, or you may be in a diet. You cannot force a body that feels unsafe to work with you. The mind also follows where the body goes, so you have to heal your environment first. If you're navigating metabolic challenges, stop fighting your body and start listening to it. See what you are experiencing, being challenged by. I used to think that, oh, I had to do this and that and fad diets. No, it's all about your hormones. Get a blood test. I'm very lucky to work with MediCheck, but get a blood test done, see where your markers are at, measure your insulin. You can buy a monitor on Amazon, see where your hormones are. And I'm actually quite curious if you could leave in the comments down below what your biggest hormonal struggle is right now. I would love to try and help you or help each other, but make sure that you tune in next Saturday at 10 a.m. and if you have any video suggestions, please leave them in the comments down below. Apart from that, I hope to see you next week.